Welcome to Season 2 of Go Wildly podcast. We are Emily and Heather, two childhood friends who carry a mic into wild places like rivers, trails, and forests, with wild people to host raw, honest conversations about adventure, healing, identity, and the transformative power of nature. In this season, we're centering the voices of people who call Southern Oregon home. Outdoor enthusiasts and outdoor professionals whose lives have been shaped, changed, or are continually influenced by time outside. Come along as together we go wildly.
Hey, you wildly wonder. Thank you so very much for listening to the podcast. It means the world to us. Okay, I have a little mission. Pause the podcast right here. Make sure that you're subscribed to this guy, okay? It's going to be a fun time over here. And if you so wish, we would love a 5-star review, or whatever your heart's inclined to do. Also, leaving us a review truly helps the algorithm, and we appreciate you doing that. Thank you so very much. Also, little tidbit, over on Instagram, we're having so much fun over there. Lots of behind-the-scene footage, some POVs, just some fun, unhinged content. If you love the pod, that's where we go wildly, for sure. So don't forget to follow us over there. Okay, back to the show.
He's like, okay, we're on. All right. Today on Go Wildly, I'm excited to be joined by Keith Townsend. Keith's life has been shaped by mountains and music. He's been in alpine environments since he was 4 years old, started snowboarding at 8 and found climbing at 19. Building a lifelong relationship with movement, terrain, and presence. He's served as head snowboard coach at Mount Ashland, coached the Ashland High School snowboard team, and now works with adults each summer at High Cascade on Mount Hood. Alongside his outdoor life, Keith is a classically trained violinist, guitarist, vocalist, and improvising musician with over 20 years of performance experience. For Keith, music and the outdoors are inseparable. Both are practices of awareness and learning how to meet the moment. I'm very excited to talk with him about how those worlds intersect and what they've taught him about presence and creativity. I'm alone today because Heather's baby is sick, and well, I'm not fully alone because I'm here with Keith and Cecia.
Hi.
And Beta. Where'd Beta go? There's Beta. And I'm really, really grateful that Keith has agreed to do this podcast with me today. I've known Keith since middle school, and I have several core outdoor memories that include Keith in them. So this is going to be a really fun experience today. Great conversation ahead. And we're here at Emigrant Lake. We are kind of around the backside of it near the RV campground. It's a beautiful sunny day here at the lake, but otherwise the rest of the Rogue Valley is pretty socked in with fog. So we picked the right place, the right time. And we are going to take a little walk to the location where Keith first started rock climbing. So that is really, really special. First started outdoor rock climbing.
Yes, stoked.
So super special location. Yep. And I've never been here before, so you are my tour guide today.
Right, let's lead the way.
Awesome.
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah, you really did pick the right place, right time. After all of the are we sure about the weather? Does this feel good?
This morning.
Was it raining here?
Phoenix was raining.
Phoenix,
Oh yeah, it was drizzling a little bit as I came through. And I was like, oh shit. but part of the intention here is that we're all-weather adventurers.
Yeah,
right? And
it's an Oregonian. You know?
Yeah, we have the gear, we have the mindset, whatever, just send it. There's a cozy, warm place waiting at the end. It's going to be just fine.
That is always true. This one caveat of this trail, it's some of the biggest poison oak plants I've ever seen. Granted, it's winter right now, but they're good to be aware of.
Very,
They're so tall you don't realize it's poison oak, actually.
There are more shrubs and hedges than...
Yeah, they're not really bushes. They're just gone unchecked for many years.
Well, as long as I stay safe, I'm super allergic.
Me too. Yeah, no, me too.
I keep alcohol wipes in the car car so that I can wipe off hands, and I think I have something in my backpack too.
My outdoor hack for tea tree, or for poison oak, is tea tree. And I swear by it. It's a good thing if you get on it early. You can definitely. I've heard of some people using gasoline.
Yeah, any like
really
oil
astringent.
on oil.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little hardcore.
Yeah, I had a wildland firefighter a bunch of years tell me that drinking fruit pectin was a way to prevent it.
Whoa.
And so I did that for a little while,
That
and then
stuff
I
is gross.
swear I didn't get poison oak for like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I also was supremely avoiding it. I just like didn't go outside at all for a long time. That was over the years when I was touring with Synergy.
I've heard goat's milk.
Yeah, goats that have been eating poison oak.
Poison oak, yeah.
Musician too?
I'm not a musician. My ex-husband is a musician.
Nice, yeah.
And when we kind of first got together, I toured with them and did their merchandise and dealt with all of their shenanigans.
Ceci has been helping me out big time on that front.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's so
Great.
fun.
it's
I love
work.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really fun, and like we're talking how no other profession allows you to spend time with your partner. So it's really nice. I feel very lucky to be able to like spend as much time as we do. And we get to go to all these places and like do all these things and meet a bunch of new people. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. It's fun to also like get to support a dream and see hard work come to fruition. And
Yeah, a lot of work. Well, we got a muddy trail today.
Yeah.
it rained for like the first time all winter yesterday.
Certainly going to be sticky. Look at the deer been here as well.
The river level went up from like 1,700 to 4,000 or something.
Whoa.
Yeah. I went down this morning to see if my chair that I keep down by the river had washed
gone.
away, and it was like half in the water. I was like, yes, chair survived.
We were in Applegate yesterday, and it was like, raining the whole time. And the Applegate River was looking like definitely stronger.
Good. I heard that the lake was really low out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing it right, but I think that's a bald eagle up there on the up on the tree.
Oh, what?
A bald eagle
Bald
right
eagle.
up there on the tree. Heather loves a bald eagle moment.
I think it's really far, and I think it's moving though.
All right.
Nothing else looks
up
like
there.
it.
It's got a white head.
Got a white head. It's a big old white head. That's where I would be if I was a bald eagle.
Right?
There's some like chicken.
Just looking out over the lake and
Right?
no people around.
All right,
It's so beautiful out here.
we're about halfway out.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a chill.
All right, well, why don't you tell the good people who you are, where you came from, why you're here.
Well, like you said, my name is Keith. I was originally born in New Hampshire, in New England, over on the East Coast. A lot of my family is from around there. We're about to get into a little of the poison oak here, so watch yourself. Literally all of this on our left and right is poison oak. I know it's hard to believe,
Yeah.
but it truly is. Yeah, all this, yeah.
Don't touch
Don't
anything.
touch anything. Yeah. But, so anyways, I was born in New Hampshire. Before I was a year old, I moved to Germany. My dad was in the army, so I was a military brat, as they're called. I lived there for about 9 years, and that's actually when I moved to the Rogue Valley and kind of, started my life here. And I kind of don't consider myself a German so much, and I didn't really live long in the place I was born, so definitely identify as an Oregonian, and it's kind of my home here,
Why did your parents choose Southern Oregon after the other places?
It's actually really similar to Bavaria, where we were living in Germany. There's a lot of the same kind of geography, just like mountainous, also really green. Obviously beer culture, pretty big in both places. Had some family here as well. So I think that kind of factored into the decision. So yeah, I've been in and out of the Rogue Valley since I was about 8. So yeah, definitely what I consider, you know, my home, and definitely proud of that. Come on, Beta. Yeah, anyways, how I came to be, well, yeah, so Grants Pass is where we kind of moved to originally. I started living over on this side of the valley, Ashland, Talent, Phoenix, all that, maybe when I was 20 or so. And, but yeah, since then I've kind of traversed back and forth. I've always had family in Grants Pass and people over here, and just kind of started my life over here. It was a little more art forward and outdoors kind of forward, I think.
Definitely. Well, it feels more outdoors oriented than Grants Pass sometimes, but then I feel like Grants Pass is a super outdoorsy town.
It is true. Yeah, it is. I think it was the mountain ultimately.
Yeah, Mount Ashland.
Like when I started working at the mountain, I think that was something that influenced staying in Ashland. I think the main reason I actually moved here is because I was coming here for rehearsals so much that it just didn't make sense, especially without a car, to keep trying to get rides back and forth. So yeah, I eventually kind of moved over here and stayed. I think I stayed for the mountain for sure.
Mm-hmm. The mountain and the music.
Yeah, definitely. Music scene was going on here a little more, I think, in that time, and it was definitely attractive over Grants Pass. We are getting there.
Come on, Beta.
Go.
Come on.
Beta.
Something smells real good right there.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
She decides when we take breaks sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Dogs are such great enforcers of stop and smell the roses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally, yeah. She's a good reminder.
Java used to literally stop to smell roses.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, what a good reminder to little dog.
Thanks, dude.
Tell me a little bit about how music started in your life.
Okay, yeah. So that was something that definitely didn't start until I came here. I was really fortunate to have an awesome public school kind of music program where we grew up. And in 4th grade, you know, they kind of give you the presentation of kind of the instruments. I think that's when you can start stringed instruments. And so, oh yeah, I think at the top you said violinist. I'm actually a trained violist.
That's right.
It's all good. Very, very similar. But yeah, anyways, they, you know, did the whole presentation. I took the, oh, actually, I think
That way?
I want to take the high road. Take the high road.
Always take the high road.
It's real, we're gonna go this way.
Cool.
Real-time navigation out here. So yeah, basically, you know, took the permission slip home, really begged my parents. It was something that I was really naturally drawn to myself. I wasn't kind of put in music like some other kids' experience kind of was. I was just really drawn to it and became kind of part of, I feel like my first identity, you know, like something feeling my own. Mm-hmm. So it's something I was really drawn to, and, you know, started getting good, and it's rewarding. It's kind of a unique relationship one can have with music. Absolutely. So yeah, I got into playing, you know, orchestra, classical music. When I got to high school, I kind of branched out and got into jazz and started playing upright in my jazz band, and got into choir and started playing the guitar. Whew, I need to catch my breath a little bit.
Take a moment.
Well, here's the wall.
Oh, beautiful. This looks like Crater Lake. Like Wizard Island?
Yeah.
Isn't it cool?
This is so pretty.
Well, we should do one in Crater Lake too. I love Crater Lake.
Me too.
One of my favorite places.
Wow, yeah, fog's rolling through. That's pretty mystical.
Yeah. Wow. I love a good view. I love a vista point.
So our mission, should we choose to accept it, is there's this kind of gully keeps. It's muddy. Good one. There's a gully, kind of follows this trail up, and we can kind of pop through a little hole in the top of the rock, and then we'll end up on the top of this face right here.
Sick.
And there's like kind of a flat area, and we can sit.
Okay.
Does that sound great?
That sounds awesome.
All right, let's do it. Cool. All right.
Probably have to let you go up first.
Yeah.
Hand you the camera.
Yep.
Can Beta get up there too?
Yeah. She'll earn her name. We'll bump her up. She needs a little boost, but she can do it.
Making this truly an adventure podcast.
Yes. I wasn't gonna make it easy on you.
I wouldn't think so. Oh, little frog! Little frog!
What'd you find?
A little froggy!
Really little
Oh.
froggy.
I also have seen a fair amount of rattlesnakes here.
That makes sense.
Just keep your eyes out. It's cold and warm and at the same time.
Coming out of the rocks.
Okay, so
All right, we'll watch you traverse.
yeah, there's just this first little part, and then it kind of flattens out again. So,
You want to go, Beta? Beta, go.
come on, let's go.
Go on, girl.
Come on,
You got it.
let's go.
You're a rock
Show us how it's
climber.
done.
Girl, come on. Keep pushing. Good girl.
She like 3 or 4 now?
She's 6.
6, jeez. My, how time
Come on.
flies.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I could like be here and grab camera. Go. Good girl. I know, it's hot. Yes, this is your host getting it. She puts in the work.
Come on, Beta. Yeah. Made it. Partway up the rock. Trade ya.
Okay. Next part's,
More.
a little spicier.
Oh, here.
Totally doable.
Beautiful.
We're scrambling. And we can walk down the easy way.
Si se puede.
Okay. Fun part's just gonna be shoving Beta through the hole.
She's like, maybe I'll just stay here.
We'll take the scenic route down.
What a view.
Maybe I'll go before her, just in case.
I have a tissue.
And an actual purse.
Yeah, the purse. What am I doing? So fun.
You can leave your purse down here.
Yeah, right?
You can always come back for it.
Yeah. Send Keith after it. Just don't forget that it's here.
Okay. Beta, come.
She's like, fuck that.
Come on. Let's go. Up. Up.
Get it, girl.
Come on.
You got it.
Come on.
I love her little ponytail up top. Come on.
Come on. Up. Up.
Yes, Queen, you can do it.
She got this. Hey. Come on. Let's go. Up. 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 Come on. Come on. Good girl.
Teamwork.
Come here. Nice. Come here. Come on. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Data.
Okay. The passage is made clear.
Next.
Right here.
Hi, Beta. Good job.
I'm supposed to get in here.
Use the rocks
yeah.
on your outside, yeah.
Wait, like this one?
Yeah.
You're so forward.
You can do it.
Trust your feet less. Use your arms more. Since you don't have rock shoes on,
Yeah.
they're all muddy. Just kind of use your hands a little more.
Full body motion.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah.
You're born on the cliff. All right. Right? I told you it's going to be worth it.
Look up here.
And the pass off. Go in between your legs there. This way.
Yep, you got a little foot ledge. Heck yes. Way to go, with the bag on.
Fuck yeah. It's sick. Awesome. Born from the rock.
It's a fun move.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look. Oh, wow.
Wow.
What a day.
Now that's a view.
Sometimes you just gotta scramble for it.
Real adventure.
Right? I think right around here we got a little flatness. This is a great hammock spot.
Did you bring the hammock?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. But we can just set up trees if you want to sit in the hammock or whatever. Make chairs.
So we'll give the camera, the viewers, the view,
Sweet.
and we'll look away from the view.
Help
Sounds good.
with your chairs? Yourself?
I think so. They're pretty easy. Thank you.
What do we think? Like, holy smokes, it's so cool. The fog is.
I'm a big fan of fog, honestly.
Yeah,
I love the majestic blanket that
just
it
rad.
provides.
What a view.
Yeah, that's totally perfect.
This is a good one?
Yeah.
There's
Excuse me.
flat enough.
Just make room for two of us.
I'll tumble downhill. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. Give you a chair too.
hammock if you want to set it up.
I don't know how this works.
Little nubs go on the ground.
Like this?
It's the mini version of this one.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
those are sweet.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's better for your posture to sit like this.
A little low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your legs, the way that your legs just can sit.
Yeah. These are inherited from my dad.
Oh.
Gab provides.
Yeah, provides.
You and me. Cool.
Just no leaning.
Freaking rad. I think that looks pretty excellent.
Way to get the spicy scramble, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, right.
That was our first
It's a little move.
I mean we've done floats, we've done hikes.
Nice.
That was our first
I got the first climbing.
ascent.
Yeah. Sweet. Like I said, we can walk down the.
The easy way.
Yeah, we just start heading down this hill. Easier. It's a little longer and rockier, but we'll get the full loop.
Okay, I think that's good. Grab my information guide. Sweet!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
That's right.
That's awesome.
I'm glad we. This is exactly what I had in mind. This is gonna work out,
Good.
right?
This or this two, right?
Whatever.
I don't think I ever set up a hammock.
Oh, and just make it tight.
No, but I'm saying, what do you think is best? This or this?
You can do these. You have to be really tight. Yeah.
You go high, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. We were. I hope I can not fall backwards.
That's pretty.
I feel
good.
stable.
Yeah, as long as I don't get too relaxed. I'm not going in the water.
Yeah, just tumble into a big rock. Okay, we were talking about how music came into your life and high school, and now you're a professional musician. So how did that come to be?
So I started, like I said, I was in music programs in high school. At some point, I, kind of naturally, as people do, started my own, friends and I started a band outside of school and the programs we were in. And I think I was 15 when I got in my first project, or 14 or something.
Was Schroeder?
Was Schroeder, yeah. So it was some friends from high school that were just all, we were all involved in the music program somehow. I think all except for one of us. Well, our drummer was from here in Ashland, but that was kind of my, first look into what music could be, how it could serve my life and how it could be a part of just a fulfilling, happy way of existing. It felt, once again, like another progression into finding my own sort of identity, just like starting music did, starting to get out of the sort of rigidness of music programs and start to have your own say and do what you want and play the music you want and play, it's all just very different when you're coming from, especially classical, music. So yeah, around 15, got on my first project. I think by the time I was 16, I was in another one. I had a band called Amish Rake Fight.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, which was kind of a joke, kind of comedy, fun ska band with a lot of guys from the direct neighborhood I lived in. That was really amazing too. That really, furthered the point I was just making of like the expression of being able to do whatever we wanted. We really didn't take ourselves seriously. We just had a lot of fun, and that was a really good lesson for me coming into it, of just how expressive and how much fun and how fulfilling it can be for you to just have music be a part of your humanity, as it were. And so that's kind of like what was happening to me then at a younger age. Was it was becoming a lot of the fiber of how I identified with the world, how I related with other people. And so from there, I think I actually went on my first tour right out of high school, and I hit the road and did mostly the West Coast with Schroeder. We released a couple albums by then. Things were kind of just looking good. We then like relocated to LA, most of us, actually all of us. Didn't pan out great. Did the whole, I'm gonna be 18 and move to LA and make it big on music thing. Learned a lot, saw a lot, played some interesting shows. Ultimately ended up back up here, kind of just, reforming as it was. And that was right around the time that I got into reggae music, actually. Was coming back off of that kind of trip, and all of a sudden not being in this band I'd been in for 6 or 7 years at that point. 6 years. Yeah. And it's really just that's what started, I think, the path that I've been on for a little while now. I actually met the guys from Indubious not long after that. They're another awesome local organ talent and powerhouse. And they kind of just took me on the road with them. I was helping out, schlepping gear, selling merch, kind of just generally being annoying in there. Eventually they realized I played music as well and started to, incorporate with them as well. So I played, some of my first reggae shows ever were with them. I definitely credit them with a lot. They showed me many things. I actually got the name Rabbit from their dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Papa Schwaz, rest in peace, Paul Burton. He was amazing. He was a huge figure in forming them as well, and just like their ethos, and just kept it real all the time. He was one of those just cool old men that blazed hash like nobody's business and could just like sit and bullshit. And so anyways, I got the name Rabbit from him. And so that's kind of carried with me in my lineage as well. I have the same name as my dad. I'm a junior, so Keith. And I think getting to identify with something else, around that age was really pivotal, because it felt like, okay, it's my sort of name and thing. Believe it or not, I didn't like the name Rabbit at first.
Really?
It was something they started calling me, and then I didn't really have any means to defend myself and say like, no, I'm not Rabbit. And so they would introduce me to people before I could. Hey, this is Rabbit. And so eventually I just started to realize people remembered it, which being a musician like really behooves you.
To be remembered.
To just like have your name, so you just got to get opportunities and get gigs. It helps if people remember you. So I latched onto it quick because of that. And so from there, I think that was right around the time that the Illies started. Was coming right after that.
The One Love community band first.
Actually, yeah. So I can't skip a lot. She knows history better than I do. There was kind of an evolution from this group of people. We had the One Love community band. We played a lot. We kind of had a residency out in Murphy for a little while, if you're familiar with the Rogue Valley. And
our very first episode of Go Wildly that we put out in our first season was with Biddy. And so when I introduced her, part of my introduction was that I met her dancing barefoot to a reggae band in the backyard of Dorman's. And so that's awesome. Now we're back around again.
That's funny.
My worlds collide.
Dorman's was the spot. We had this residency. We had it was a collection of musicians. We called ourselves the One Love community, and it was really cool. It was really just like a bunch of cells of people writing and we would come together as one band, but there was these different kind of formations within it of people who were like cohesively writing together. And one of those cells was Jared and I, who I'm in the Illies with. And we had met a little bit before that. Actually, Jared's wife, Claire, who friend of the pod, was actually my stand partner in orchestra back in the day when I played viola. And so she actually introduced us. And so, yeah, it was right around 21, 22 that we started the Illies, and we're still running to this day. That definitely, once again, shaped a lot of who I was. That was another step in that same direction of now starting this project where, me and this other person are the principal writers and kind of have a lot more, not control, but just like stake in what's going on and like where we're going creatively. So the Illies kind of became our baby. And I was bubbling along for a couple years. And I actually think, ironic enough, so one of the other groups I play with, Mystic Roots, I've been with them for now 16 years as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy to think about. The Illies' first show ever was opening for Mystic Roots. So that's how I met them. I'd seen them before, but that's how I like really got to know them at that point. And so we came up with the name The Illies on the way to a show because we were opening for Mystic Roots in Humboldt, and we didn't have a name. And so...
Had a band, but no name.
Yeah, had a band, but no name. And then eventually, just funny that, these have been my two longest running bands I've been with for, over 15 years now. And
the Illies is named after the Illinois River.
The Illies is named after the Illinois River.
So driving to Humboldt from Grants Pass, past the Illinois River.
Yeah,
the Illies.
Yeah, so we actually had, and this is funny, I actually gave this advice recently to a friend. They were trying to name their band, the group of amazing musicians, and they were trying to come up with the name. Oh man, that's dicey. So what happened with us, with the Illies, is somebody who wasn't in the band came up with the name, and therefore we could kind of agree on it. It was everybody, nobody could be like, no, I'm not going to agree with this dude's take or whatever. And so, yeah, that's what happened. Somebody outside of our band, our saxophone player, had recently moved to the valley, and he was still enamored with the Illies, like the river, it was kind of out of our brain or whatever at that point, took it for granted maybe. And he's like, you guys should be called the Illies. That's a dope name. Like, what? And so, yeah, that's kind of how the name came about.
That's awesome. That's really good to know.
Yeah, big up Josh. I don't know, talked to you or seen you in a long time, but if you see this, yeah.
He might. I think he follows me on Instagram, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So
it might happen, yeah.
It's interesting that like so much of this path around music seems like it's been seeking personal identity and finding something for yourself, but It's all been incorporated with groups and other people. It's not really until now in your life that you're doing more solo music work.
Totally, yeah, and that's just been another like push in the same direction. It's funny, it just like keep kind of going in that direction of like finding more ways to make this fulfilling for me, and having more stake in it, and just having more love and care for it. And yeah, now I have solo things that I do in addition to being in bands. It's an interesting aspect, being for you, but also wanting to do it with a group. I always kind of liken it to having 5 girlfriends every band you're in, and people kind of been around bands kind of see this dynamic play out a lot. And
that's really, how I would always describe touring with Synergy. Was like, I had 5 boyfriends, but I only slept with one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's interesting. You have to foster these relationships, and the really interesting, I mean, aside from, yes, it's a career, and it has to make sense, and for people to be able to do it, but it's still in a huge way, and I have to keep looking at it like this, like volunteer work. As many things that are like worth it in life are just you're essentially volunteering, and if you don't volunteer, it doesn't work.
You do it for the love, not for
you do it, yeah, and like not even to boil it down to a total woo-woo thing, but doing it for the love it totally also just means like just realize having some humility in the process, and like everybody who's been involved with bands has definitely overstepped their humility at points in the creative process or just in the dynamic or whatever. But it's cool when you can take stance back and just try to like realize that what you're doing is this collective thing, and hopefully it has impact. If you're seeing any traction from shows or any success or anything like that, like you are impacting people, you're transmitting, especially live, like you're transmitting a great time, you're making a great container, as it were. And so I think all of that can be easy to forget or take for granted, but essentially you have to, especially when you're lower level, as it were, musician, out there trying to hustle for yourself a lot more. Sometimes you have to try to look at the intangible wealth that's surrounded around your situation. And so lately that's been a lot of my focus with music, is to create these containers and environments that are more for socializing and more for like people actually getting together and making connections, rather than just like come watch me play a show kind of a thing. I've been doing it for so long now that dynamic of come watch me do a thing is really fading, and I'm starting to, especially with my solo stuff, like my dub gig, I have full control over what I want to do, which is great. I don't have to ask for other people, and that comes with pros and cons, but it's a huge pro to just, however I want to throw a show, however I want to make a container, that's what I'm going to do. Kind of like ideas, my last, the Dub and Steep social that we threw in Grants Pass. Big up True Juice, if you listen to this, Chris. We, kind of made it, it's a low volume sort of event so people can talk, and it's kind of, I got some local honey sponsors, and just kind of centered around being a tea party where people can come socialize and actually make connections, and not just, sometimes shows and venues can be hard environments to actually go meet people, and you kind of leave like with a middle road satisfaction, it's kind of how I view it. And so I really want to change that. And so, or even down to, we, at the front door, we put, little like bracelets for a single taken, or just here for friends, just even making low key sort of, not dating events, but just like really trying to foster, any type of connection. I think it's, the one contribution I can tangibly make right now on a regular basis, that is actually like within my means.
I think that's so cool, because often people ask if I want to go to a show, and then they want to turn it into a conversation time, and I'm like, there's a loud ass band. I can't hear you and I can't talk, it's just too loud for that. And two, I know what it's like to be on stage and look out and see people, like, they're performing, they're here to perform and be watched and listened to, and people are just chatting it up, and often the crowd is louder than the band, and I feel such a conflict around that.
I think there's just different modes, right?
Yeah, and so to set up an environment that really is like, I'm not background music, but I'm here to create a vibe for human interaction, not a show necessarily.
Totally. And it's not to demean, I guess, either one. I still will definitely always love to play shows where I'm really getting that interaction and energy from the crowd. But with my solo stuff, it's been great to not feel the pressure to need to be some sort of like main act, sort of look at me thing. It is, I do love serving that purpose with that music, and having control of that is really cool, because it's not something you convince other people to do, say if they have creative stake in it as well. Which I totally understand. So yeah, that's been lately something that's been really just stoking me out with music, and that's kind of been mixing with the outdoors for me, especially with this dub thing. I lived the whole last year and a half, or a little over, in a camper and cab over on the back of my truck. And so I was going around in all spots kind of like this, wherever I could drag power or be close to my rig, and was plugging in and like filming these kind of dub videos, and really kind of getting music and outdoors to intersect again that's another motivator lately, where I want to try to like steer more that direction, or give that more energy. I got to play Shasta twice this year at the resort. One of the times they put me and my gear on a cat and like brought us to the top of the lift. Sick. I got to play it. So like stuff like that, I'm really outdoors and music are such a cool mix, like just it's where it's meant to be enjoyed, I think.
Let's go into a little bit about how the outdoors came into your life and how that has informed your musicality and vice versa, and then lead into kind of why we're here at this location and pivotal outdoor experience that redirected your life.
So I told you I grew up in Germany. My dad was on the U.S. Army ski team. Did a couple events. He was a racer. He was a biathlete as well. Incredibly hard event. And so he got me on a pair of skis, at the age of 4. And I really took to the mountain. Being in southern Germany, you're near the Alps. And so you have kind of access to some amazing terrain, and especially just mind-blowing being a very young kid there, and not really realizing that you're in like a world-class spot. And so I started snowboarding around the age of 7.
Hello, it's baby Heather Weather here, reporting for commercial duty. You guys, we are officially becoming a big girl podcast, which means affiliate links, discount codes, fun partnerships, little perks for you, our listeners, and honestly, some pretty exciting stuff coming down the pipeline, like big deal energy, baby. So here's the tea. Head over to gowildlypodcast.com, because now we have a whole page dedicated to brands, discount codes, affiliate links, and fun stuff we actually believe in. And let me be very, very clear. We are never going to randomly push a weird internet nonsense product on you. If we share it, it's because we genuinely love it, use it, trust it, know the people, met the people, or maybe just wildly obsessed and emotionally attached to them. You know what I mean? And yes, sometimes we are biased because we're friends with them. And we love supporting good humans, okay? And our friends. Also on the website, you can subscribe to our newsletter. Right now, it goes out weekly whenever a new episode drops. Because yes, baby, we are a once-a-week podcasting machine here. And I want to encourage you, please DM us. Like, seriously, slide into our DMs. We are real people, and we actually answer. We want to hear from you. And we're starting something really, really fun here. Q&A podcast episodes where you send us your burning questions, weird questions, outdoorsy questions, life questions, feral questions, whatever you got. We'll answer them on the pod and shout you out. So go poke around, sign up, creep respectfully, gowildlypodcast.com. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
Quick pause for the battery. The only time the camera goes off is to change a battery. Okay, so you started snowboarding.
Age of 7. Yep, started riding at the age of 7. Dad got me my first board. Boom, I could probably flash to a picture of this moment I got this first board.
If you send it to me, I'll figure out how I can edit it in. That's something I haven't done yet, but I'll figure it out.
So I was fortunate enough to start riding right before I moved here, and then, we moved here, and obviously this is not the Alps, but we do have back there somewhere in the fog a wonderful little mountain called Mount Ashland, and so I started going there around, 9 or something when I moved here, and immediately, Immediately my dad was turned off to the drive up the mountain, which, if anybody knows, it can be pretty hairy. A mix of bad road and worse drivers can make that a little bit of especially when you're used to riding a gondola, I guess, a lot of places in Europe are, you kind of go into a town and take a gondola up into the mountains.
And it's like 2 hours from Grants Pass. Yeah,
and being 2 hours from Grants Pass, it's a cruise. So it's something you really had to want growing up in Grants Pass. I think anybody who knows, being from Grants Pass, if you went to Mount Ashland frequently, it was a haul. And fortunate, there was some cool programs back then that would kind of do a bus route, and then go all the way to Grants Pass and do Medford and come. And so I would ride that sometimes, get up at 5, 6 in the morning, get home at 8 at night, just to go ride Mount Ashland. It's funny thinking back on it. And eventually that led into, I guess I should talk about, starting to climb was kind of my next sport outdoors that I got into, and climbing and music are actually really combined, because I started the climbing because of playing a show at our local rock gym here at Rogue Rock Gym. Big up Matt and everyone there. And we played a show there for one of their membership appreciation parties, and they hooked us all up with some memberships, like kind of as a little bonus. And so I said, all right, well, I guess I'll give this climbing thing a try. And I was immediately hooked, like just so drawn to getting into something once again that could feel like more identity for me, and but wasn't based around music, because that, you know, up until then, that was kind of my whole identity of myself. And so it was great to like break out of something and finally involve movement into how I was identifying with the world. And climbing immediately, I latched onto it, as it were. And
Clipped in,
yeah. You know, obviously a lot of people began, you know, climbing indoors at first, but then the first place I ever got to go climb outside was this wall right here that we're at the top of. Immigrants, you know, 15 minutes outside of Ashland. While it's not the greatest climbing in the world, it is climbing. There's bolts here, there's routes, it's maintained, you know, maybe seldomly. I'm thankful it's here. Getting to come here and just have easy access was probably part of the reason I ever did it. You know, if you think of how far away some of the really big, nicest places like Yosemite or Smith are, even, you know, 3.5 hours away. It's cool having something right here in your backyard. So I came here, and I'll never forget the first time, like, touching real rock and kind of being, you know, in the element of actual using. It's so different than plastic, and anybody who knows has ever like done both. The moment you kind of do it outside the first time, you either really love it or really don't. I was very
different textures, different temperatures.
Yeah. You know, you're not just fighting with how hard the climb is when you're outdoor climbing. There's all sorts of other factors which make it really so much, you know, that much more rewarding. And it started to instill this thing in me. I think it was my first foray into the concept of type 2 fun, which, yeah, I'm sure you guys maybe talk about. Just that aspect of like, it's not fun on its face maybe, but later on it will feel rewarding. And outdoor climbing, the more spots I would start to go to, and kind of more effort I would put into it, the more I'd get out of it in the end of those days. It's just some
metaphor for life.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, climbing is crazy. I don't even know if I liken it to a metaphor as much. Sometimes for me, I just flat out, I'll say in my head like, "Oh, I'm a climber. I can do this." Like there'll be some things in life that are happening, or like trying to like figure out a task, even, you know, something menial, and I'll just be like, "Dude, you can do this." Like you climb stuff, you know, like
I do that with river things.
Exactly. I think it's important to have something that just like gives you a sense of worth and ability. Exactly. Yeah. And so I am so thankful for climbing for that. It's what showed me that snowboarding wasn't necessarily that. Snowboarding can be type 2 fun. It can mostly be type 1 though. You say you're riding resorts all day, you're riding lifts, you're with your friends. Like, to me, I really can't, you know, liken that to more type 1. And great, you know, fun on its face. Take something like maybe slipboarding, or like going to, you know, earn your turns and stuff like that, and might get more into type 2 range. Backcountry, yeah, exactly. Like you're getting more into like, okay, there's a lot of physicality to this and like having to earn it, but there's a lot of good payoff as well. But climbing really showed me that. It's time and time again like the hardest and some of the most rewarding. In addition to surfing, I'll always say is the hardest sport that I endeavor to do over and over again. Yes. Beta, come here. Surfing definitely, surfing definitely is the most ass-kicking thing over and over and over again. Especially not living close enough to the water to surf daily for years, you know, on out. You're really earning your strength back a lot of the times when you're out in the water. True. It's very humbling. I love surfing for that aspect of outdoors, of like just constantly getting humbled by nature. The ocean is just undefeated.
Yeah, because even if you have a great ride, you're still getting smashed by a wave.
Exactly, yeah. Some of the worst smashings I've had have been after a great wave, and I was so stoked that I just, didn't care and, got taken out, and yeah, basically. Yeah, surfing was another one of those things that was like cool. It was cool to live here. Growing up here, you don't think surfing is accessible to you because our coastline is not very friendly.
And it's hours away.
It's hours away, and you got to wear like a really thick. You got to wear a really thick wetsuit to like make the thing work, and that can be tedious just getting on and off, let alone like swimming in and surfing in. So. A lot of, but that's what I dig about our surf culture here is when you're out in the water, for the most part, it's other people who are like, oh, cool, you're here too. Like you braved the elements and like you went and put on a suit and like did the whole thing. It's less than, in my experience, than maybe if you go a little further south, if you're in a certain state.
Warm
and
weather.
You experience people being a little more territorial and I love surfing. I love being an Oregon surfer, as it were.
How often do you get out to go surf?
I try to go once a month, but lately it's been a little less. But more in the summer when the waves aren't here.
Yeah.
Like when the weather's nice and there's no waves, I get there
when
more
it's too
often.
hot to climb do something else, or you can't snowboard.
Unless you are on Mount Hood, which go to Mount Hood in the summer. If there's one outdoor advice I have, if you are into the snow at all in any capacity, go to Mount Hood in the summer. It's like Disneyland. It's getting sunburnt, snowboarding in a t-shirt.
Bikini boarding.
Wear chapstick on your lips that has SPF, or you will perish.
So you've been in Southern Oregon for the better part of your life, and you could be anywhere theoretically. Why do you choose to stay in Southern Oregon?
I mean, everything aforementioned. I think while some things are a couple hours away, the flip side of that coin is they are a couple hours away. And that's a long list of things. Few states, I think, like Oregon, you have access to going to the ocean and being able to surf, going to a mountain, going to sand dunes, going to, a rainforest, all in the same day, if you want. I have moved around. I moved to Maui for a little bit, did a bit there. One of the most incredible, beautiful places in the world. Definitely got island fever after a bit of just not being able to move around, and music was a big calling coming back here, obviously. But there's something to Oregon and the access you have here. And Southern Oregon has been my home for most of the time. I've not really lived other places in Oregon. Oh, no, I've lived in Bend. I guess I can say. I did try the Bend thing for a little while, and I dug that. That was fun. Talk about outdoor access. It's great. It's a little different vibe than here, obviously. It's a little more limiting in its access for certain classes there, but
economical classes.
I love it down here where there's just more of my kind of people, I think. But there's just something about Southern Oregon that keeps me coming back. It's like, it's a tiny little valley. It's got this and that it might lack, but it's also just so unique in its character. And having lived other places, I also moved to Chico for a little while. That was a great lesson in how like only 3 hours away can be such a whole different ball game. There's just something about here, trusting people in your community for the most part, and there's just so many interesting people here too. Like along with the fact that we have access to so much, that brings so many just oddities and odd folks here, which I gravitate towards.
That's why for this season for the podcast, we're really focusing on the voices of Southern Oregon, because there are so many cool, interesting, weird, fascinating, brilliant people here. And being somebody else who grew up in Southern Oregon, I feel like I grew up often with a messaging of like, the people here aren't cool, that people in Southern Oregon are dumb or just stay inside or are like not cultured in a sense. And
every town has its stereotypes too, which
Yeah.
I think is great. I love that about this place. That's another thing I think is great about here is we're kind of a large city if you want to count Grants Pass to Ashland, if you want to look at it that way, because a lot of it's pretty connected, but all these places have such their own little things. It's like boroughs in New York or something. It's great, and I love that about here. Obviously, we know growing up in Grants Pass, we had certain stereotypes of people who lived in Ashland, maybe, and it's funny seeing those.
And then we live in Ashland and have certain stereotypes of people who live in Grants Pass. And oh yeah, no, I'm not one of those.
And then everybody's just shitting on Medford all the while. Everyone goes to Costco. Everyone goes and does a Medford day. Let's keep it real, Southern Oregon.
Yeah, Medford's like the big city.
We need a Medford around. Like Ashland tries to not have any fast food. They just shove it all into Medford and make everyone go. Yeah. Anyways, I love this place. I don't know. I can picture myself living other places, obviously. But man, as far as somewhere to really set up like a nest egg and like really try to invest emotionally and time-wise into, I think this place is wonderful. Yeah.
There's never been anything that you're looking for that you can't find here.
I mean,
or
I don't know.
Able to.
Maybe more shows to come this direction. I think aside from the Brit, we get skipped over a lot. Not having a venue that is, we don't have a Moda Center or something like that. That might be cool to not have to drive to Portland or something to see big bands. But other than that, I mean, that's kind of a nice thing about this place as well. And I think anywhere that has a really vibrant, like, I guess, sort of farmer's market scene, as it were, or just like local vendor, or just like local wares, like a good scene like that. It's just cool. Like if you can get into that with people where you live, I think it's just as good as living anywhere else, right? It's just like tap into a community where it's happening, and it's harder in the places where it's not. You take your like food desert kind of places, like that. Those are the only kind of places I could picture myself actively not wanting to live,
But then once you tap into that, you start to see that there's so much more there than you thought there was. Yeah,
it's very true. That was one thing I loved about Chico. I've never been in a spot with a more vibrant, like, I guess, farmers market and local vendor sort of scene. It's crazy there. They got year-round farmers market, and I really value that about this valley. People dig good food.
Yeah. Local food, seasonal
local food. Yeah, makes it nice to be here.
Yeah. Should we tell our shared pivotal outdoor experience?
Yes. Actually, I love this. This is great. I don't remember this. So, speaking of outdoors and music, they synergize so much. One time I was 21, 22 or something like that.
It was like the May of 2011.
May of 2011. I was 20. 22. I was 22.
Yeah.
I was 22.
I was freshly 21.
Yeah, and I was on my way out to a festival in Moab, Utah. I've never been to Utah before. First time driving out, and I was with this individual who was from the Midwest. She was from Missouri, actually. And on our way out there, she found out that a family member had passed away, and that she needed to continue on to Missouri, and I was in her car, and so that was kind of a fun little piece of news coming into Utah, kind of bittersweet, very beautiful, but finding out I'm gonna be like, not only have I never been to Utah ever, I don't have a car, I'm gonna get left in Utah with a backpack and a guitar. Very, very awesome. At first, I was definitely tripping out. Took it on the chin a little, just like, okay, there's nothing I can do. There was no swaying her, definitely, which I understood completely. But it was like, okay, this is just, it is what it is. So anyways, I get to this festival. She leaves me there. it's called Desert Rocks, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Desert Rocks. I wake up in the morning, I'm just starting to collect my thoughts and really put together my situation again, because I got there late at night, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna like clean up my camp and move it. I think I had temporarily camped outside of the festival the night before, because the festival hadn't even started, so I just in my tent in the road somewhere. And so I
literally in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere, like desert, Moab.
I think there was a sign over the road that said BFE.
Yeah, seriously. And so I started cleaning up my camp. I had a couple things to throw away. So I walk into the festival, and I go to the little like kind of recycling center thing, and I see this person with a big sun hat on, and I say, hey, you know what recycling is? And turns around is Emily, who is at this festival, I don't even know how many hours away, and she's the first person I run into, like literally the first person that I see, like talk to at all, besides the person who left me there. And neither of us could believe it. Yeah, we were. I was
like, why are you here?
Yeah,
Did you follow me
why
here?
are you here? Yeah. That was pretty cool, actually. Yeah, and so we did the festival together. We had fun, and it
was really perfect for me, because I'd also gone to this festival to meet a guy who I'd been chatting with online. I was friends with his cousin, and she'd like kind of set us up. We'd started chatting online months earlier, and we agreed that we were going to meet up at this festival, both volunteer and see where things went.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for both of us, as soon as I met him, I got the ick, and I did not want to spend any more time with him. But I also was like, well, we're kind of here together. Like the whole plan was put together before we'd even met to be here together. So I was like sleeping in my car to avoid sleeping. I know, I was freshly 21, very dumb, looking for love in all the wrong places.
In Moab, Utah.
He was from Colorado. I was from Oregon. We started chatting while I was in Israel. And it was so perfect that then Keith showed up, and I was like, oh, great. I know somebody else. Yeah. I'm going to latch on to Keith.
And you were the only other person I knew at that festival, period. Like, I didn't meet anybody else there that I knew remotely at all, or maybe have remembered or seen again.
Yeah. I kind of made friends with one of the gals that this other guy was like kind of friend camping with. And I think we're still friends on social media, but otherwise...
It's funny how that happens with like festival people. Like, if you become social media friends, you like never see them or talk to them again.
Like you make this great connection. Yeah. You think you're like soul sisters.
Now you're just a looky-loo forever.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Yeah, so that was pretty unique. And then we cruised back together, because now I fortunately had a ride back to Oregon, which was really worked out. I was tripping out. I mean, I've hitchhiked many times. That was going to be quite the task. It wasn't going to be an easy hitch at all. It was going to take a bit. So that really worked out. And we went to...
And I was like, I have to get him home. I can't stay and hang out with you. Sorry. He has to get home. He's got a gig I got to get him to, and I'm his only ride.
I didn't even realize the dynamics. That was so funny back then. I was just like, cool, I got a ride. Yeah, this is sweet. Yeah.
By somebody I know.
Yeah, no, I'm going to make it. That was like, man, just such a relief of like, I'm going to make it. I was like, man, do I just live in Utah now? Am I just here?
You got your guitar? What else do you need?
I had a tent. Yeah, it was a click away. Yeah, I was doing good. Coming up in the world. So that was cool, because on the way back, we went to some cool spots, which were like still some of my favorite, definite favorite Utah outdoor memories. Yeah. I haven't been there that many times, but...
I know, for your first time, to go to Arches and so hang out in Moab, and...
Oh, yeah, we went to the town of Moab? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll just never forget, it's so green and red.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas there. Yeah. Man. It's like green and red everything, yeah.
Desert red.
Desert red, yeah. Desert red and the really green lawns. Mm-hmm. I remember laying on this huge field of just the greenest grass, and it's like red around me, and... That was a very core Moab memory. And then we went to Arches. Obviously, that was cool. We saw petroglyphs. Mm-hmm. That was rad. We did the whole... I'll never forget the whole hike. I remember up Arches to the Delicate Arch. Mm-hmm. You're on a trail, but the trail is all rock, like solid rock. Like it's not gravel. It's not
There's no like path.
There's no path. Yeah, it's just rock, and you go a direction that everybody else is going. And I just always thought that was cool. That always stuck out to me.
That was, I remember coming back down from that, and it got pretty steep for a moment, and I was pretty nervous, and I was like kind of like wobbly, and you were like, just go. The faster you go, the easier it'll be. And I still tell myself that
advice,
in my head when I'm like on a steep train. I'm like, just move.
Just go.
If I'm trying to like pussyfoot it, I'm gonna slip and fall.
I had
if I just
barefoot
go,
shoes.
yeah, we both were wearing barefoot shoes.
Barefoot shoes. Yeah.
It was when they first came out. I actually wore mine yesterday on a run, so I still have mine.
I remember being so stoked on those things. I loved those barefoot shoes. Actually, if you figure out how to cut to a thing right here, I actually free soloed that wall right there in barefoot shoes.
Hell yeah!
Don't free solo. I will never do it again.
Yeah, no.
But that was my last time wearing those shoes.
They got torn up?
They're so beat after that. It wasn't from the climb. It was just they were already done for, and I had no business doing anything in them.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that I am still wearing my 5-finger toe shoes. The same ones. That I bought in 2010.
Mine wore through like in between all the toes and were just giant holes. And it was like, well, now these are like cool water shoes, I guess. Yeah.
And apparently they're actually cool fashion now. Like all the like whatever this young generation is called, they're wearing them as like fashionable footwear now.
I mean,
so we were way ahead of the game.
Yeah, what can I say? Yeah. Fanny packs, that's my thing.
Yeah. Yes. You've always been
I've been on the fanny pack hard. Yeah, forever. I used to wear them on stage.
Yeah.
People were like, what's in there? Like Spliff Kid, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep.
And then after we were at Arches.
That was a big bird.
That looks like maybe a young bald eagle.
Was it a young? We saw a bald eagle on the way here.
Yeah. But that's a big bird.
That's a big bird.
Damn.
We're up here. We're in bird territory.
Yeah. We're in the sky.
We're in the sky.
Then we went to Goblin Valley State Park.
Cool.
That was cool. Probably the most unique desert landscape
I've ever seen. Yeah. I've always wanted to go back there. I drove by, I told you this summer, and that was one of my biggest wants to go see that again. And that wasn't even Arches, but Goblin Valley. If you get a chance, go. It's just so like
these like bulbous
mushroom
rock
formations. Yeah, it's hard to even like.
It's not like Bryce Canyon. Bryce Canyon is more like sand drops on the beach, like the castles you would make.
Yeah.
And Goblin Valley's like indescribable.
It looks like bubbles.
Yeah.
It looks like something's bubbling up from the earth. And the cool thing is you can go play on. Remember?
Yeah, you can climb all over them.
You could climb on, and there was a section that you could not.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, it seems like a bold experiment, right? Like we're just going to see how it affects erosion. I'm like, I bet it affects it.
Yeah, it has to.
I'll tell you, I'm not a scientist. I bet it affects it.
But our human impact on this is going to wear this down. Yeah.
Do you remember at the end of that trail, we walked into all the like formations, and there was at the end of it was a big mound, and most of that mound was geodes. Remember, it was like all these little red geodes.
Yeah,
I'll never forget like seeing that many geodes at once.
And lots of petrified wood. And
petrified wood, that was cool. Yep, yeah, that is a cool. Utah's got some amazing. Yeah. Can't sleep on Utah.
Utah's a very underrated outdoor location. I mean, the people who know, and the people who don't know, Beta, don't touch it, have no idea what they're missing out on there. There's rivers, there's mountains, there's desert. It's very similar to Oregon in all of those concepts, other than there's no ocean nearby.
Yeah. Apparently there was one.
There's
the Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Don't go in there.
No. But that's how Goblin Valley was formed, it was underwater at some point. Yep. Ocean receded or earth rose, either way, and then it left these like salt deposits.
That place was so wild.
So cool.
Yeah. It's out of your way, but it's worth it.
Big time. Yeah. And easy camping, like boondock camping nearby. We camped outside of there. And then made our way to Tahoe. Yeah, we went to Tahoe. Yep. That was my first. No, was it? My second time in Tahoe, maybe. Yeah, didn't we hike up? Was it Eagle Falls? There's a hike outside of like Emerald Bay that just like heads up the gully there. I just remember the clearest water, cold. Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah. And then we went to San Francisco.
Then we went to San Francisco. Oh my God. I literally...
We like camped a couple of nights
memory works
through
better than
Utah, and then we stayed with friends because we stayed with
Your friend's Jacob.
we have my friend Jacob in
Yeah.
San Francisco, and the now like renowned DJ artist Thriftworks.
Yes. Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know, it took me a while to make that connection. I kept being like, I know this dude. Mm-hmm. And then it was like Thrift, and I didn't realize how big Thriftworks was.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm under a rock musically.
Even though you're a musician.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. We
My Spotify age
we knew
was
Thriftworks
65.
when he was like just starting out, when he was still Jake Atlas.
Exactly, yeah. That's so funny. Whoa. Whoa. Now I want to go listen to his music.
Yeah, it's good. And he's all over the place. And then we went back to Ashland, and as soon as we pulled into Ashland was the first time that I met Aaron.
Really?
Yeah. You were living with Aaron.
Oh, because I lived with him.
And so I brought you home,
so funny.
and he was about to go look at a car, and for some reason he invited me to go with him to look at this car, in case he bought it so I could drive one of the cars back or something. Or I drove him to look at the car. I don't know.
Holy smokes.
And he ended up buying that like beater Honda.
Mm-hmm. Remember the Jesus van?
Yeah.
I rented a big van that just from a church. Just said Jesus on it. That was great.
It was a red van, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was especially fun doing like bad things in there.
Yeah. Hotboxing it.
Hotboxing the Jesus van. Got into it.
I mean, get high with the most high.
Yeah.
Oh man, so fun. It's been so fun catching up with you and hearing
Thanks. Yeah.
more of your story and reminding you of some of your story too.
I am pretty bad with it. So I often have a good interviewer and prompter because, especially someone who knows me. Who knows how a podcast would pan out with somebody who doesn't know me very well.
I mean, hopefully they've like done their research
You can
or
dig well enough. Yeah. Otherwise,
you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's true.
And since like one of the core premises of this podcast is that it's just a couple buddies shooting the shit,
I think you nailed it.
This is it.
I mean, it's cool. It's a cool thing you're doing here.
Thank you.
The fact that you were willing to scramble up to this location to do this is pretty cool. Yeah.
And to then think back to that I was willing to scramble up that and to think back to like our first outdoor experience when I was like, I don't know if I can like walk down this rock.
That is so true. Yeah. You have come a while since then. Yeah. I think all your gnarly river experience. Yeah.
I mean, but most of that's just me like sitting on a boat.
It's terrifying sometimes. It's like this boat is gonna go to the bottom of the river. Yeah.
It's all relative, you know?
Yeah.
Like the things that you do so often just become like second nature, and then somebody doing it for the first time or infrequently is like, this is crazy.
This is freaky.
Like, I don't think that the rafting that I do is like all that extreme, but somebody else who's never done it before would think that it is. And
don't mess with the Rogue River.
No.
That's one thing I learned growing up in Grants Pass.
Yeah. She
don't mess with it.
Could take your life.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I have some quick hit questions to wrap us up.
Let's do.
So some top of mind insight or advice for your younger self.
Oh my gosh. Just try things sooner. Like, just open your brain, dude. Just realize you're gonna be fine. It's cool to be you. It is. It really is. It's dope. Like, and the longer you do it, the better it'll pan out for you.
The longer you be yourself.
Yeah. The quicker you get to it. As it were. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I was thinking about that this morning, actually. So that's cool that would be the advice. Your favorite or most trusted piece of outdoor gear?
Holy smokes. Oh my God. It's this jacket. It's these. This is my third one. Okay, this is sorry, I'm not sponsored. This is Patagonia's the Nano, the Air, and I've had so many of these, and I do everything in these. You must have a good mid puff layer, or else you can't do anything. Like literally,
facts.
Layer. Like that's the trick. Don't get a warm jacket. Get a lot of layers, and this is the coolest layer. Yeah, my favorite piece of gear.
Hell yeah.
I happen to be wearing it. It's funny.
Usually that works out, and that's a good sign that like that is your favorite, most used, most trusted. Like
I'm out here doing podcasts in it. I'm out here, I'm doing
all of
climbing
life.
things. Yeah.
Awesome. And recommendations for outdoor life in Southern Oregon or beyond?
Oh my gosh. There's so many. Man, recommendations. Well, if you're into mountain biking, go check out Red Hawk Ridge, because
newly developed.
Not only is it newly developed, and it's a friend of mine. It's just so cool. Like if you're into that sport, and I don't even mountain bike that much, so I'm not trying to give I guess a biased recommendation. I just think if it's something you're really into here, and you live like in the Phoenix, Talent, Ashland, Medford area, it's such a cool thing for being so right there, like what they're doing up there. A little different than like going up to the trails, up above Lithia. It's definitely it's cool. It's putting mountain biking on the map a little more here, and I think that's rad. Other than that, outdoor recommendations, man. I can't blow up secret spots.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
If you go surf, go to Brookings. Stay away from Crescent City so I can have waves. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking now. Yeah.
Awesome. And when your soul leaves this plane of existence and your body expires, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, man. Just as me, somebody who transmitted joy. Yeah. Like helped be a transmitter and receiver of joy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if people want to learn more about you, come to a show, hang out with you, get outside with you, where can they find you if you want to be found?
I have a website that I could not recite off the top of my head because I didn't pay for a good enough domain.
I'll put the link in the show notes.
Yes, I have a link. Yes. That. Instagram, Facebook. Book me. I also am in the last couple of years really into juggling, and I've been trying to do more events with that. And so, yeah. Come find me. I'll try to entertain you in some sense or form.
You might see him juggling on the street.
You see me juggling on the street, please come say what up. Yeah, I frequently do that, and rent's got to get paid,
You'll have a guitar case out. And...
I got a sweet new briefcase actually. I got
nice.
Legit. I got my antique briefcase.
You got your busker briefcase.
Yeah. I'm real legit now. You gotta, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you.
Really nice
much
to
love.
hang out with you.
It was awesome.
That's it for today. We'll probably hang out here for at least a few more minutes and take in the view, and then find our way down. And so catch us on the next episode. Like, follow, share, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll be back next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Woohoo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on this episode of Go Wildly. From the bottom of our backpacks, thank you for listening. We know you enjoyed the show, so tap follow, tell a friend or two, and leave a quick review if you can. It makes a real difference. Your support allows Go Wildly to reach new listeners and bring more outdoor stories to the mic. Until next time, go wildly and go outside.